Ladies and gents, what's going on? It's Salvaje. We're back with another Ashe jumps and spots. I'm going to be teaching you guys most, if not all, the coach gun jumps that you can do with Ashe on Route 66. Well, at least the important ones, right? And of course, I am also going to be giving you guys some really good lines of sight with Ashe, as well as some spots. Keep in mind, when I'm going to say coach gun jump, I'm just going to say CJ because it's a shorter term. And I just want to point out also, guys, Fortnite Season 7 came out yesterday, so you guys are going to be seeing more Fortnite content this week. But next week, we're getting the Winter Wonderland update for Overwatch, so that means next week you guys should be seeing a little bit of more Overwatch, and, you know, Fortnite should be balanced out with that. Anyways, let's get started. So, you guys can jump CJ and get over here to this area. The enemies that are going to be over there, you're not going to hit them for max damage. But the enemies that are going to be around here, you should be able to hit them for max damage. And this is also a really good line of sight. This is a really good line of sight as well. Basically, for the people that are over there, this line of sight basically gives you access to this area right here, this area, this area. And the reason why this line of sight is good is because if you have people that are constantly bugging you on this side, you can just use this as an area of protection, right? Let's say that there's a Widowmaker and, you know, she went on over there. You can actually use this line of sight, you know, to sort of like kind of like ignore her. So Widowmaker counters Ashe, so you want to be moving closer to her if you have a chance, in a way where, you know, you are fighting her on her terms. So if there's a Widow here, you know, you're going to be able to do max damage to her. But if there's a Widow over there and you're all the way over here, you're not going to do max damage to it. She's just going to obliterate you. Okay, so that's, you know, my tip if you guys are fighting Widows with Ashe. But by the way, next week I should be bringing you guys my Ashe fundamental tips series. Just like I did with Widowmaker, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 tips against every single hero of Ashe, so be on the lookout for it. This is also a really good CJ, just to give you access to, you know, this team fight right here. Now, another really good CJ that I can use, and I like to use in Route 66, let's say the team fight is taking place somewhere around here. You have some people that are running away. You can coach gun jump into this platform. Alright, and then of course you have a chance to take out these guys. You can also coach gun on over here. So like I said, Ashe is about positioning. It's about having good lines of sight. You can jump on over here, use this line of sight to, you know, destroy the people that are over there. Because when you're over there, you're not going to be doing max damage to these people that are over here. Alright, you guys can come on over here. You guys can coach gun all the way over here. You guys can use this as a line of sight. So a tip that I have for you Ashe players also that are trying to learn positioning is, you know, you just gotta always be on the lookout for positions that you can sort of like chain coach gun jumps into. So from there to there to there to there to there to there. So you're basically always being mobile, you know, and you always know where to go next if of course you get jumped at by a Winston. This is also a really good spot. I know I mentioned that already, but I just wanted to point out that you can make it on over here. But let's say you're defending. Well, if you're defending, this is also a really good spot, because as you guys can see, you can get people as they come out with the dynamite. They are going to be seeing you, but if you're playing quick play and you're just having fun, this is a pretty decent spot. This is really good as well. Alright, this spot right here, really good because it gives you a really decent line of sight into the enemy opponents. And this one right here is very good as well. And if you get jumped, you can always just jump back and basically come back with your main tank. Alright, this is also a really good spot with Ashe as well on defense. You know, it's basically just sort of like a head glitch, I guess you could say, as you know, we call it in Call of Duty. You guys can also coach gun jump all the way over here, and then, you know, take out enemies that are on, you know, this little service area right here. That's something I forgot to mention when we're on attack. But yeah, we return to attack. There's not a lot of great spots for Ashe on, you know, on a lot of CJs on this position. But yeah, we return to attacking with Ashe. You guys can sit up here and, you know, basically take out the enemies, the healers that are over there. Keep in mind, the enemies that are over there, you're not going to be hitting them for max damage though, okay? So, of course, we want to play to our strength. We want to play to our range where we're doing max damage. This right here would, of course, be the ideal situation where, of course, you want to be shooting those guys. And, of course, you can CJ on over there and over there. And you can also CJ on to this little area right here. And then from here, you can, you know, throw a dynamite. And let's say that the enemies keep coming, you know, from these directions. You guys can also take care of them if that's the case. And this is also a really good line of sight with Ashe, you know, on this first point as well. Anyways, we're gonna get into the defending side of things. the enemy is over there, and you guys can use this little spot right here, you know, to throw your dynamite. I just realized I forgot to take out dynamite out of cooldown. But yeah, you guys can do a coach gun jump all the way over here. If there's a fight going on over here, usually the healers are going to be over here. So make sure that, of course, you take them out, specifically those sneaky Lucios. Alright, so that's a really good sort of a combination that you guys can do. On the defense side of things, you guys can also use this line of sight right here. You're not going to be doing max damage to the people that are over there. The people that are over here, you're going to be doing some pretty decent damage to them. So again, make sure that you know your range with Ashe. It's going to help you out a lot. This is a really good line of sight for players that are over there. This is also a really good line of sight. Let's say that you're getting attacked, right? If you're getting attacked, you can coach gun jump or CJ all the way on over here. Okay, it definitely depends also on the angle, by the way. You know, you need to make sure that the angle is correctly, otherwise you're going to miss your jump, as you guys can see over there. This is a really good line of sight. The garage is basically a really good power position. As you guys know, on every single map I give you guys a power position. This is going to be the power position for the most part when you're defending on this first point. And of course for the attackers, it's most likely going to be this one right here. Because like I showed you guys can CJ on over here, and then of course basically have 3 lines of sights to you. You can also throw the dynamite over here and then just keep shooting the people that are here, because most of the time when you throw dynamite, right, people just don't want to get close to it because they're gonna think you're gonna blow it up. So that's basically, you know, the first point, sort of like breaking down. You can of course use this little spot right here on the defensive side of things when they're pushing you from this direction and this direction as well. Remember to use your coach gun aggressively. So if you need to pursue a kill, if you damage someone that's over here, you know, they start running away, make sure that you are always within range to do max damage to them. Okay, so that's basically the first spot basically covered. You know, you can also CJ on over here, but I don't want to cover a lot of the obvious spots, as you guys may or may not know. You know, I don't want this series to be really long and drawn out. Okay guys, so we're on the second point. This is a really good line of sight to have if the fight is going on somewhere around there. Basically just gives you a lot of cover. You have a mega pack here, really helpful spot. You guys can CJ on, no, not on this rooftop, but yeah, you guys can CJ on over here, sort of use this as a protection, you know, towards an enemy widow, maybe a McCree. If you sort of like, you know, move around this thing, you're going to have, you know, chances where the enemy is going to shoot at you, but of course they're not going to see you. This is a really good line of sight with Ashe as well. I would probably say that this is one of the first power positions that you can have with Ashe as you're attacking, because first of all, you guys can always fall back into this cave. It's going to be a closed, you know, cave. Basically it's going to be a really closed area, so you're more than likely to hit a lot of enemies with dynamite if they do start pushing you. Alright, let's say that, you know, there's you know, mobility heroes like Lucio, for example, that are coming towards you. You guys can just have better chances of taking them out in this room because they're not going to be moving all over the place unless they're a god like Lucio. Okay, like some of these Lucios out here, bro, you can't even hit him once. Shout out to those guys. But anyways, moving on to the second spot, you guys can CJ on over here, and I would probably say this is the second power position. You guys can also get on top of this, by the way. But yeah, wait, what? You can't get on top of this anymore? Okay, well, I guess they patched it. But yeah, before you were able to like walk. Oh, never mind. I guess it's kind of glitchy. But yeah, this is a really good power position right here. Third power position when you're attacking. And another power position when you're attacking would be this one right here. And of course, we also have this one right here, which is also really sneaky. Alright, you guys can CJ on from there to there to there. And then of course, if you guys are being attacked, you guys can always of course CJ back over here. There's a mega pack right there. And of course, there's a close corridor right here, which of course you can fight enemies on your terms. And of course, you can also hip fire, spread them. Okay, you guys can also CJ on over here and stand on this little thingy right here, so you could have basically, you know, a better advantage as you're attacking. As the payload is right here, you guys can see John over here, have an advantage on the enemies that are coming out. Just get some damage on them. You know, like dynamite always does max damage from my understanding, no matter how far you are away. So, you know, let's say that there's an opponent, you know, that's hiding, you know, behind that thing. You just want to throw your dynamite at them, and then bam, you want to blow them up. I can't hit dynamite, but it's okay because I literally just woke up like an hour ago. But anyways, that's pretty much it when it comes down to the attacking side of things. So let's move on over to the defending side of things. This is a really good spot. You can get them as they're coming out, and the coach gun jump that it's necessary to do that is pretty easy. So you can coach gun jump from here to there, and you can use this right as a really good line of sight. You're not going to be doing max damage, but again, you're going to be getting some damage off of these guys. You can then coach gun jump all the way over here and then put yourselves at a better position where of course you're going to be able to dominate the map more. I don't like this spot as much because sometimes, you know, as you walk on it, you kind of like fall. But you know, if you can manage to, you know, walk within this spot and not fall, you know, this spot can actually be very helpful to you. So we also have this is probably the first power position of this map with Ashe. You can just do a lot of CJs in this position that are going to give you, you know, a really good advantage and a lot of good lines of sight on the opponent as well. Specifically this one right here, which is very helpful. You can then coach gun jump all the way over here, and your healers are probably going to be somewhere around here. This is a really good line of sight as well. Like I said, you can use this line of sight as well as you're attacking. I mean, as you're defending. Basically, this is going to be the power position that you're most likely going to have if, of course, the opponents are going to be over there as well. And of course, if the opponents are somewhere around there, you can get out from spawn, you know, and then just jump on over here. And I would actually recommend that you take this spot. Just be careful, you know, for the Widowmakers and the Ashe that might be coming over here and other more high mobility heroes. So another good thing about this spot, right, is when you see a Pharah, right, you know, I mean, Pharaohs are going to be like flying somewhere around there, right? So another good thing about this spot is, you know, you're going to see the Pharaohs sort of like coming in towards you, right? And you can actually just use this to sort of like cover yourself from her rockets. Keep in mind, Pharaoh's rockets have less of a splash damage now. So if you start shooting her from over here when she's like all the way back there, you're going to have a better advantage over her due to, of course, the line of sight that you have. And this is also a really good spot. This is a good CJ here, but yeah, this is also like a really good spot that you guys can have if you want to take some damage off, if you want to, of course, you know, destroy the dynamite. And of course, if you want to call Bob, just make sure that he, you know, that doesn't happen. Okay. And by the way, I'm probably maybe in the future I'll tell you guys some pretty decent spots where you can call in Bob from. But that's pretty much it, you know, for this second point right here. We're gonna move on forward to the third point right now, and this is a point that I really like. So you guys can use this line of sight right here, you know, just take out the enemies that are over here. Again, it's all about closing the range that you need to do max damage with Ashe, because over here, you know, where I'm shooting at right now, you're not gonna be doing max damage at this range, right? So let's say that you're over here with your teammates. Keep in mind, you don't even need to do a CJ. You guys can just jump up these crates and then of course get yourselves at an advantage. But then you guys can CJ on over here, and then again, always closing the range between you and your opponent. So you guys can basically put yourselves in these positions. Guess what? You know, they're moving in forward. You guys can jump into this truck. I thought I wasn't gonna make it. This is probably, you know, the power position to have as you're fighting with Ashe on this top side right here, just because you can coach gun jump all the way over here if you have people that are annoying you on this side. And if things are getting really messy, you guys can also coach gun jump all the way over here, and as you guys can see, you have a lot of cover from people that are over there, and not a lot of people can see you, right? So as you guys can see, you know, let's say there's a fight down there. I'm just gonna throw my dynamite down. I can also jump down all the way over here, and as you guys can see, have a lot of access, right, to, you know, this spawn point right here, and basically not be able to get injured from the people that are coming on over here. So that's basically, you know, the power positions and the good spots and lines of sight that you want to make sure that you're using with Ashe, right, as you are attacking with her. And of course, it should go without saying that you guys can CJ jump all the way on over here, and then of course move on, you know, across this little platform area right here, as you guys can see. Now with Widowmaker, you guys can actually, let me see if you can do this with Ashe. So with Widowmaker, you guys can shoot through this little thingy right here. Sometimes there's going to be people that are going to be camping on top of the truck. As you guys can see, you can shoot them through here. Just make sure that your shot is accurate. Never mind, I don't think it's working with Ashe. It is working with Ashe, but it has to be really accurate. But yeah, those are basically like the power positions, the CJs that you should know about when it comes down to attacking Route 66. I'm not going to go over the obvious ones, such as like the ones that are over here, over there. Let's talk about defending, right? Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot to mention this little spot right here. So yeah, you guys can CJ on over here and then have you know, complete protection from the people that are coming out from this spawn, and just of course, you know, take out people that are you know, within this site right here. And of course, another reason why this is a really good one too is because you can just coach gun jump all the way over here and then have this as protection. Okay, so yeah, when you're defending, this is a really good, you know, power position. The truck is really good because you can always coach gun back into this healing pack right here. And of course, you guys can also coach gun jump from the ground all the way up here. And I would probably say this is most likely going to be your first power position. And if you need to retreat, you can always just jump on top of this platform right here. And then of course, if you need to go back, you can always coach gun jump into this truck, maybe get the health pack. So this, you know, these 3 spots right here, basically what you want to be on the lookout for when it comes down to Route 66. Again, it's all about closing in that range, but also staying within at a really good range where you can actually damage your opponents, and of course also be pretty safe from them, right? So this is also a really good spot. Obviously you can get them as they come out from spawn. If they're pushing at you, just make sure that you guys can coach gun you know, back up here as well. And of course, we can also say that this is a pretty decent spot with Ashe if you want to get a nice flank. And of course, it should also go without saying that you guys can come on over here. Alright, and then of course also use this spot. I don't really like this spot as much with Ashe because it's sort of like, you know, it's a pretty decent range, but I just rather have this spot because that spot doesn't really give you a lot of you know, exit strategies. Like here we have this exit strategy, and we also have this exit strategy by being over there. Okay, so anyways, as you're defending, you guys can also use this as a line of sight. As you guys can see, you know, really effective. And then of course, you guys can also use this little spot right here, as of course the players are attacking. You know, this spot is really good, mainly because it gives you, you know, this as cover. So of course you can use this really good line of sight. And of course, you guys can also coach gun all the way over here if things are really getting messy down there. And as you guys can see, if the payload keeps on moving, you can of course have the advantage on the opponents and basically be at a range where you can damage them and they struggle, right? Because sometimes when you play it right and you crouch correctly, they can't even damage you when you're up here. So they're gonna need like a Genji, you know, or something to basically get up there. Now, another really good spot with Ashe is this little one right here. You guys can use this as a line of sight, and I will probably say this is probably your second power position when you're defending. The first one was of course that one over there because we have those 3 CJs, but this one is also really good just because it gives you some pretty decent cover. The only annoying thing is these little moving platforms. Okay, that's the only thing that's going to be holding you guys back. This is a really good line of sight with Ashe as well. This is also a really good line of sight. And then of course, we also have this line of sight. And obviously, another power position that I have for you guys is obviously this one right here. If you have control of this staircase as the brawl is going on, you know, you shouldn't really struggle with too much. And like I said, you can coach gun jump all the way on over here. You guys can also jump over here, you know, to have different lines of sight. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed my Ashe jumps and spots on Route 66. Be on the lookout for more maps coming out later in the week. See you guys on the next one. And of course, be on the lookout for all the Ashe guides and all that stuff by subscribing.